Hello, and thank you for taking the time into listening to my quick little career bio. So I'm originally from Ukraine. Me and my family immigrated here when I was 7 years old, and I speak Russian as well. I lived in Los Angeles most of my life. I went to high school in the West LA area. I actually I was in an AP art program. I was pretty into design and graphics even when I was really young. After high school, I was working various jobs. Well, one particular company was in the e-commerce industry, and I was doing a lot of the graphics. This was in my early 20s, and that's when I discovered that I was really into that kind of stuff. So then I decided to take various classes in UCLA, Santa Monica, and West LA colleges. After that time, I decided to go to design school full-time, so I moved to Vegas and got my Bachelor's of Science in Graphic Design. And I was also actually valedictorian, so that was pretty cool. Then I moved back to LA and pretty quickly got a job at a company called Traffic Zoom, which was an SEO company, and primarily working in a lot of WordPress, and I did a lot of the visuals and design, a lot of work in Photoshop back then, kind of preparing a lot of the user interface designs for that environment. And then after that, I started a new job at a company called Reeds, which was a tablet publishing company, and primarily there I converted what we were doing. We were converting different magazine layouts into tablet digital layouts at that time. I created a grid system, did all the visuals, and I was the senior graphic designer, so that's what I got hired there. Kind of worked with different people to come up with a pretty cool system at that time. There was really nothing else like that at that time. After that, I started work at a company called Evite. I got hired as a senior UI designer and worked also on various projects, working with a UX designer, working with other designers and other people in different departments, customer service, to figure out what was going on and what customers were complaining about, or a lot of trouble the customers were having, so we could see ways how we could fix that. And I took care of all the visuals at that time. After that, I started working at a company called Panjo. This was a tech startup in the Santa Monica area, and I got hired as head of design. And I worked, created all the branding, I created all the visuals, and worked on the UX flows, figured out different layouts, and that was pretty fun. I made a lot of good relationships there. After that, I started a company called JDate. I actually got hired as the creative director there, and had a pretty good sized team with me. I worked with UX designers, a couple visual designers, a couple junior designers, and I had a copywriter on my team as well. And just I took care of a lot of the UX and UI flows, and a lot of hands-on, and kind of made sure everybody was in good communication. After that, I moved to started at another company called 15 Seconds of Fame, and I was the lead UX UI designer there, and worked a lot of mobile there, specifically with UX UI, and prepared a very interesting layout, and worked also with various departments, and that's kind of my career. I forgot to mention, also throughout that time, after I came back from school and got my Bachelor's of Science, I also started a podcast and a design community called Studio Dork with a friend of mine. So we had a podcast and we had a whole little blog. We were making Photoshop brushes and doing things like that, kind of giving back to the design community. And also on Tuesdays I like to visit my grandma. That's kind of like a weekly thing that I do, and that's kind of my quick little career bio. Thank you so much for taking the time, and have a good one.